just know the coach. Caleb Porter is the coach.
Well, that's important too.
Is this multiple choice?
That guy from Jamaica.
I'm going to go with Maddox.
That's right.
Schmidt's a cool name. Let's go with him.
All right, that is incorrect. It's Darren Maddox.
Is it Darren Maddox?
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
Maddox?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome back for our final segment of this edition of the ZTV Sports Report. Once again, I'm Anna Tultz. If you are on the University of Akron campus, you can watch us in beautiful HD on channel 45.1. Catch our newest show, Lights Camera Akron, daily at 2:30 and 8. Watch us on the Sports Report daily at 3 and 8:30. Check out Akron After Hours daily at 3:30 and 9, and ZTV Goofing Off airs daily at 4 and 9:30. Earlier in the show, we saw the women's volleyball team break their losing streak. Our own Chris Kuhn welcomed head volleyball coach Ron Arends to the latest edition of Coach's Corner. Chris?
Thanks, Anna, and welcome to the Coach's Corner segment. I'm Chris Kuhn. Joined alongside me today is the head coach of the Akron volleyball team, head coach Ron Arends. Coach, how you doing today?
Hey, thanks. Doing great. Thanks for having me on the show.
Glad to have you on. And we'll just start right off. You know, you come into Akron in 2008, and you've been here ever since. How's your time in Akron been so far?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's the Akron community, the Midwest community is a place that I've called home. Most recently, obviously, moving to Akron. Originally from the West Coast, I've been able to have opportunities to live in different parts of the country, and the Midwest feels like a great place, and happy to call it home.
And what's been your most memorable moment so far at Akron?
As far as the program is concerned, the whole process has been memorable. Seeing the young athletes that we've seen through the years come through and see the development and the steps that the program has taken within conference has been just one big memorable experience.
And speaking of memorable moments, the Akron volleyball program is closing into 700 victories. What does that mean as a program?
You know, the Akron program has been around a long time. As when I first got into the community, touching base after having spent time in the South for about 2 years, reconnecting with the contacts that I've had up here, having Akron out in through the recruiting and promoting the program, it's been great, and it just reaffirms that the history and the commitment that the university has made towards having female athletics and obviously a volleyball program.
Now, Coach, I asked Coach Croft this last episode. I got to ask you this: are you on Twitter?
I am on Twitter.
And are you one of those compulsive tweeters, or are you kind of, not a big tweeter? Coach Croft said he's kind of a tweener when it comes to tweeting.
I don't know if I'm quite a tweener yet. I've been using it as a source of news. Following some of my players and so forth. That word gets out a lot quicker. And so I use it that way. I really don't use it for my own expressions more than following others and getting the information out there.
Now, can Zips fans follow you?
Yes.
Okay, and
Coach,
where can they follow you at?
Coach Ron Arends.
Okay. Coach, last season the team struggled, only 1 in 4 games. As a coach, how do you eliminate that kind of, losing way going into the next season? How do you kind of eliminate that type of mindset, I guess?
Chris, that was tough. Last year was one of the toughest years that I've had as a coach. And as a leader of the program, trying to keep the heads about our student athletes and our coaching staff in terms of continuing to push forward. That's one of the things you have to do as a coach and for student athletes is you have to, through the process of becoming a great champion, is you have to learn how to lose. And last season was certainly one of those. You had to learn how to lose. And looking at the way we competed and the different factors that we had to deal with, you're starting to see what valuable lessons they learned from last year going into this year. Moving forward was the big piece. We had to continue to preach to our players that going forward, letting go of the loss, understanding what the process was and learning from it and continuing pushing forward. And really that's a lesson in life that I hope that a student athlete takes with them when they're done.
And last year, Tina Demetrius, she gets hurt 10 matches into the season. I mean, she's redshirted. How important is it to have her back for this season?
Oh, tremendously. Tina's taken a captain role for us, and each year you get wiser. And the way Tina was talking, 18 months ago to the way she's talking now is completely different. and it's just 1 year of maturity. And having spent time, never spending time on the bench because she was such an integral player for us since she stepped onto campus. Last year, the blessing in disguise was that she had an opportunity to really take it from the coach's perspective, take it from a teammate that may be on the bench, and watching the development of a team and the personalities that it takes on through the course of the season. And then to have the opportunity to come back and utilize those things has been tremendous for us over the last several weeks and in the coming weeks as we continue on to MAC.
Sounds to me she's really emerged as kind of a team leader then.
Oh yeah, certainly.
Morgan Kuhn this season is more than halfway achieving 3,000 assists. How important has she been as well to this team?
Morgan's going to her third year as a starting setter for us. You know, she has the experience, and she's been playing with this group since she was a sophomore. And you know, it's important for us that Morgan has good games and she has great relationships with her teammates. And so having a setter come back, especially having Tina come back as well, that relationship has another opportunity to prove itself. And I think Morgan recognizes that as well.
And now this season, you guys are 8-6, off to an 8-6 start. What can you kind of contribute that success to so far?
Certainly last season. I don't forget last season. We had a tough one, and I know our girls didn't forget it either because you could see the way they practice. They understand this is another opportunity. You know, unfortunately for like Courtney, she doesn't have another opportunity to come back and utilize what she had learned, but this group has. And so, you know, we played a pretty balanced pre-conference schedule where we played a variety of different teams, and having played in some tough situations and to come out on top definitely builds our confidence as we headed into the conference last weekend.
This season, you guys are 5-1 at home. Appears to me that you guys like to play at home. How important is that, you know, for any type of coach? How important is it to be, you know, very successful at the home court?
You know, part of athletics is learning how to play on the road, which we do. But obviously, when you come home, there's a level of comfortability there. Obviously, playing in front of the fans and the friends and the rowdies and the band and so forth. There's you just see it because they've got the support. It's, you know, it's the sixth man in basketball, or you know, in volleyball, it's pretty much, you know, the eighth player or the 13th player. You know, they definitely play a factor for us as it relates to our confidence going in, because they know that people have their back.
And those AK Rowdies, how important have they been over the years?
Those guys are great for us. You know, the girls really enjoy them, and I know the feedback that I get from visiting teams and coaches is that they certainly make it difficult for them to concentrate, which is good. So we look forward to their continued support.
Coach, I know this is a bit early, but you guys got a road trip coming up. And I know it's a tough grind usually on road trips. How do you guys just try to stay focused when you guys are on that type of grind with, you know, the athletes in school and whatever else, you know, practices and whatnot? How do you guys stay focused on the main goal at hand? You
know, we talk to our players a lot on what's important now. You know, if they think too far ahead in the future or they think too far in the past, they're not taking care of the business, what's going on right then and there, and what is important. So we take it week to week, and graciously we have that schedule where it's a natural flow where we play Fridays and Saturdays, and we have Sunday to recoup, and then we start on the next task. So we spend a lot of time talking to them about what's important now. We often talk about when they come to practice, they spend the day, and as coaches, we don't know what their daily schedules are with the little things. We understand that they go to certain classes, but we don't know what happens within those classes to a certain extent where it may affect their emotional state as they go into a practice. So it's really important for us that they learn the task of leaving things at the door and focusing on what is important now.
Okay, Zips fans, there you have it. Coach, I want to thank you for joining me today on the Coach's Corner segment. Had a real good time with you.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you. And we're going to send it right back to Anna.
Next time on the ZTV Sports Report, the football team travels to Athens to face Ohio, and Chris Kuhn returns with another segment of Coach's Corner. That's all the time we have for this edition of the ZTV Sports Report. For Chris Kuhn and the entire Sports Report family, I'm Anna Toltz.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. To find out how you can make Emmy-winning media, visit the UA School of Communication online. ZTV. Make media. Make a difference.